Hey there YouTube, AJ here. Today I got a little different kind of video. I'm going to be attempting to put a strap on my Fender Fullerton Jazzmaster Ukulele. On a solid body guitar or like an electric guitar or a solid body ukulele, putting a strap on is pretty straightforward because the entire body is made of wood. With an acoustical type ukulele or guitar, typically this piece is pretty thin here, and just drilling a hole and running a screw in may not be possible on all types of guitars and ukuleles. To do this, I'm going to need a drill with a very small drill bit. I got a 1/16 drill bit here. I'm going to be using Diardio strap lock elliptical strap buttons. I've got those on my Jaguar ukulele, full solid body electric ukulele that I built myself from scratch. I have a video on this. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Yeah, to put it on here, this body is all solid wood, so there's plenty of structure to just drill into, and you don't have to worry about the strap button or the screw stripping out, even up here on the corner like I did here. So it's all really good and solid and sturdy construction. On this one, being how it's all thinner wood all the way around, it's a little more difficult, because if you just screw a screw into a thin piece of wood and you're going to be hanging this, there is a chance you could just rip it right out. So you want to check to see if there's any solid pieces of wood in here to screw it to. On one end of the strap down here at the bottom is typically not a problem, because most acoustic guitars and ukuleles have a block of wood in here where the wood coming around joins and meets and it's glued to. This particular one, I took a camera and looked down in there, and there is what appears to be a tail block in that. And if you can see in the picture here that there's like a solid piece like that sticker right here. Now what's unique about this is it doesn't look like that is a separate block like on most guitar construction. If you see the grain in the picture, the grain flows around the sides over the block and on around to the other side, like it's all one solid piece of wood, leading me to believe that the whole outer ring of this ukulele was routed out of a solid chunk of mahogany, because the sides are mahogany. And then as it gets down to this point where the tail block typically would be, it actually goes down and comes up and gets thicker and then goes back around. So that still says I can put a screw in there and be pretty certain that it's not going to pull out. So let's just go ahead and get this in taken care of. To do that, I want to mark out where I want to drill my hole before I start. And what I really want to do is I want to have it centered this way on the ukulele and then centered this way. And so what I'm going to do first is to use some painter's tape to lay that out. I'm going to start by taking a length of painter's tape, pulling it taut, and I'm basically just going to take it and line it up with this string here and hold it taut as I pull it over the edge and down. Then I'm going to do that again on this string. And that gives me a pretty good line of where center is here. As we go on around, I can measure to get that more exact. Measuring from this side to this side and taking the halfway distance will give me the middle. So then to get my middle top to bottom, the first thing I'm just going to do is put some tape at approximately where I think the middle is.
And this is just to give me a spot to mark.
Then I'm going to take a ruler. I'm going to measure the whole thickness which looks to be 2 and 10/32. So we want it to be 1 and 5/32. And what we'll do is mark that in 2 places. And then connect those 2 marks with the straight edge. Okay, so now we have a line at our halfway point through this way. So what we want to do now is we're going to do the same thing, but I'm going to measure the distance between the pieces of tape here, and then draw a line this way, and that should give us our location for our hole. So here we are 19/32. Half of 18 would be 9, so we want 9 1/2/32.
Here, let's just get kind of hard to see.
And at the top, so on this side it's also 19/32, maybe 19 1/2. So that's close enough for what we're doing here. So again, we want to go around 9 1/2/32. Okay, I need a light. Let's see if that helps you see too. Ah, that's much better. So we're going to draw that line connecting the 2. And that cross gives us our location we want to drill for our bottom button. Now to drill a hole, as I said before, I'm using a 1/16 drill bit. And what you want to do when you're picking your drill bit to drill your hole, you want the diameter of your drill bit to be pretty much just under the root diameter, like basically in the size of the metal left in between the threads on your screw. So let's go ahead, and you're going to want to keep your drill as square as possible to the surface you're working on. Okay. Now you also want to drill right through your tape because that'll minimize the possibility of damaging the paint on your body. So just go ahead and just drill right through the tape. It's not going to hurt anything, and it'll help protect your finish. Now we can go ahead and remove the tape. I've already gone ahead and put my screws through my strap buttons, but there is a little rubber washer that goes on after your strap button, so you want to use that as well. And then it's time to go ahead and start your screw. Now I like to use a little bit of wax. This is just paraffin wax that I'm using here. I use that wax to lubricate the screw threads, just to try to kind of help minimize my worry about stripping the hole and or splitting the wood. When I think there's a possibility of the wood splitting or anything, I like to do that, and also, be very gentle screwing in, listening for the wood starting to split or anything.
Start to crack the paint.
You want to go in, screw it in until it's firm, but if you're using a round strap button, this part doesn't matter, but with these elliptical shaped strap buttons, you're going to want the wide portion to be 90 degrees to the way your strap's going to go on. You put the strap on with the slot parallel to the elliptical strap button, and then you turn the strap 90 degrees, and that locks it in where it makes it a lot harder to just pop off. So before you get to the point it's finally tight, you want to turn your button in the correct orientation and hold it there as you tighten it. Of course you want it tight, but you also don't want to go crazy and split the wood, you know. That rubber washer also helps hold the button from backing out and turning. So there's our bottom one, done. So I've been putting a lot of thought in how I want to do this top one. I mean, ideally I would like to have it here like I did on my electric ukulele, my solid body. But I'm worried about how thick this is here. On a traditional acoustic guitar, you know, the whole outside piece is very thin, like maybe not even 1/8 of an inch of real thin wood that they bend and shape around the guitar. So, however, looking at the picture I showed you of the bottom of this, where that tail block seems to be part of the sides as well, I started looking around. I looked up into this corner, you follow around, and then this picture here, you can see up into this corner, it's a little thicker, and you can see the shape of how the wood changes. And again, follow the grain. It looks like it's all one piece, and you can see in the corner here the router mark where the darker burn, where the wood was burned a little bit. That makes me again think this was continually routed. If you continue over into this corner up here, in this picture, you can see, if you follow around the curve and look up into this corner, here in this picture, you can see the preamp here. That's up in here. And then you can see where the wood comes straight across above the preamp. It's flat right here, which almost leads me to believe this corner is one solid piece. If they routed this whole outer edge out of one solid piece of mahogany, and this flat across here, it makes me think that this is a solid piece of wood up in this corner. So I'm thinking I have enough meat in here to go ahead and put my strap button where I want it. The other options, I could put the strap button down here on the back of the neck, but I don't really like the look of that either because the strap kind of twists out and it's not going to fit right. And then again, the way most people do this, straps also come with these strings on them, and that's to tie them up here around the neck. And I hate that. I've never liked that because they just kind of get in my way and they bug me. I don't like the way it looks, so I don't want to do that. So after a lot of thought, I've decided, for any of you trying to do this yourself, I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna risk my ukulele here, and I'm going to drill a hole in here and see if it works. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to put the tape on here again and mark our halfway distance.
This one we don't have to be as precise and try to figure out, because I'm just going to eyeball my mounting point here on the highest point of the body. But we still want to get a good coverage of tape to protect the finish, and so we have a place to make that work.
So eyeballing it this way. Let's see, does that look right? Right there. Okay, I think so. So let's measure our distance. So we're at 2 inches and call it 8/30 seconds. So that means our center distance should be 1 inch and 4/30 seconds. Now here we go with the tricky part. So again, we're going to try to hold this drill as square as possible to the mounting surface we're going for. And here we go. Let's hope there's solid wood back there. All right, it was solid all the way in. That full depth of drilling. That was completely solid, so we're good. It makes me happy. Okay. Let's put the screw on the button. Put our rubber washer on there. I'm relieved. I was worried about this being really thin, but that's good news. Throw some wax on our screw. And now we're ready to mount the button. And we can finish tightening it down. Again, making sure your elliptical button is, the wide part is 90 degrees to the slot in your strap, so it will stay on. All right, that is good and solid. There we go. We're ready for our strap now. This is a brand new strap, so it's really tight. So the slot in the leather is really tight. All right, we got it through the slot. Turn it 90 degrees, pull it to the butt round part. And that one's on. Our other end, get rid of the string. We don't need that anymore. We don't want it. Make sure our strap isn't twisted. And do the same thing. There we go. Okay. All right, there we go, YouTube. We got it. It's on. They're secure. They're not moving. I like that. I'm so pleased that this was solid wood like I was thinking it was. That makes this a lot less nerve-wracking. So hopefully that'll help any of you think about putting a strap on a ukulele or this particular one. Kind of give you some methodology to look for so you don't do any damage. Hope that helps you out. Now all I got to do is get better at playing these things. So until then, YouTube, later.